Hey there everybody, Thet here, and welcome to Rimworld, a colony simulator that I've been playing the heck out of ever since I got it. This game, so let me just say, a while ago I was playing something else, I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, and I made a comparison or an allusion to Dwarf Fortress, which was it's a very complex simulation game, like very like one of the most complex ones that's probably out there to this day, but it doesn't have much in the way of graphical fidelity. This, however, does. This game looks good. It's based off of the Prison Architect graphical system. In fact, from what I understand, they have the permission to use the same graphical system in Prison Architect, so you'll notice similarities in how it looks. But it is also a very in-depth simulator of starting a colony on a new world, basically from scratch, with just bare minimum materials and whatnot. I played a little bit of the tutorial. I played a colony for a little while by myself, and honestly, if I'm going to not be able to stop playing it at all, I might as well show you guys why. Because when I got into Dwarf Fortress, it was like 5 or 6 years ago. I would play it for like 8-10 hours a day, just watching the simulation run and do its thing, and I tried to get to a place where I didn't have to interact with it that much, and this game has a little bit more direct interaction compared to Dwarf Fortress. Once everything is actually off and going, there's still a lot for you to be doing, from what I understand, at least so far. But anyway, this is probably going to be a new series on the channel. Honestly, if you guys like it, I'll probably be posting Rimworld anytime that I'm not posting anything else, simply because I really like this game and I'm going to keep playing it. If you're interested in the game, you'll find a link in the description below to the Steam page for it. It is $29.99 as of right now. It's still in early access, believe it or not. And honestly, it's up there with like the best of early access games I've ever played. Darkest Dungeon, Halcyon 6, Rimworld. That's my top 3 of early access right now. So, let's get into it and show you what it's all about. So we're going to start a new colony. You have a couple of scenarios that you can choose from. Crashland is the basic one. 3 of you awake in your crypto sleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land on this unknown Rimworld. Your faction will be a colony. You start with 3 people, and you start with a bunch of materials here. Silver, some survival meals, medicine, components, a rifle, pistol, some basic other things, a pet, which is always nice. A map will be scattered with ship chunks, steel, and some extra meals. Rich explorer, one rich explorer out to experience the universe. People call you crazy for leaving your glitter world home, but you always yearn to explore the stars outside the neural simulator. Now you're at the end of your long journey in crypto sleep, landing on an unknown rim world to see what it's like. Faction will be a colony. Start with 1 person. You'll start by knowing how to build gun turrets, which will be very important regardless of which scenario we end up choosing. And you start with a lot of money and some other materials as well, but you're alone. Big advantage there. Lost tribe. Your tribe was destroyed by the great blood machine sent by the gods. 5 of you managed to escape. Now it's time to build up a new home. Your faction will be a tribe. I don't know the difference between tribe and colony yet. So, that is how it is. Start with 5 people and some materials. Not nearly as much silver as the other 2, but lots of pemmican. If you don't know, pemmican is actually, from what I understand, a Canadian dish. It's basically, I don't know, I don't want to call it this, but I almost want to say they treat pemmican like we in the US treat beef jerky. Like, one of the best ways you can buy meat or processed meat. In my opinion, I really like jerky, but pemmican sounds like something I would like as well. You can look it up what it is for yourself, but it's a meat dish. It's a meat snack, I should say, more than a dish. Anyway, we're gonna go with the basic scenario, the classic Rimworld experience, Crashlanded. And then you get to choose a storyteller. This is interesting. I kind of think this is a really neat idea. The AI storyteller creates events like raids, resource drops, or animal attacks. Their choices will affect the story of your colony. So you have 3 to choose from. Cassandra Classic creates story events on a steadily increasing curve of challenge and tension. BB Chillax He gives lots of time between disasters to relax and build your colony, but beware, at higher difficulties, she'll hit as hard as anyone. And finally, Randy Random. Randy doesn't follow rules. He'll generate random events, and he doesn't care if they make the story a triumph or utter hopelessness. It's all drama to him, and he looks completely insane. But anyway, I believe Cassandra, well, as the name implies, it's Cassandra Classic. This is going to be the classic way to play the game. So I'm going to go with that. And then there is the actual difficulty levels. Base Builder being the easiest, mostly sandbox. Threats appear, but they're usually weak. Some challenge, some challenges recommended for players in their first game or casual players who still want to challenge. Rough. Threats can be quite dangerous, not recommended until you got some experience with the game. Intense, and then extreme if you're insane. So, let's see. I think, because this is my, let's go with medium difficulty, rough. We'll see how hard that is. Permadeath mode basically makes it where you only get one save file and, it deletes your save afterwards. They say it's the way the Rimworld was meant to be played. I'm not going to go with this one. I don't think. I mean, you could create some interesting scenarios with that, but honestly, I'd rather not have to do a video series on it and then have to start all the way from the beginning because I might have done something stupid that I didn't know about. Something like that. There'll be some scenarios where I will, if something happens, I will start over from the beginning, but generally, I want to have kind of a backlog of saves just in case I do something stupid that makes it impossible to continue, or if I want to just experiment with something crazy. Anyway, that's going to be my logic for it, and I'm sticking with it. So let's move on to Cassandra Classic on rough. Here we do the seed. It's just, you have something in here, you type it or pick it, and it generates your map for you. And then here's the size of your world. I'll go to a bigger one. Why the heck not? Generate the world. And it brings our planet up. Tabat Menkar is our planet. And here you can see all the biomes and everything. In fact, it is quite big. And there's only a pole, or there's only an Arctic on one side of it for some reason. Interesting. I do have the temperature right now set to Fahrenheit because I am in the US and we don't really understand the metric system because we are stupid imperialist, which is ironic. Anyway, you could filter this by all kinds of things, but we're going to select a site to land and see where we're going to live, which is kind of weird because it is, you crash landed. So you could pick You could pick a site, that is completely flat. You could find mountainous sites. You can pick based on the weather. You could land right in the water. I don't think you actually can. It would be pointless to do so. Let's see. Temperate forest, flat terrain, arid shrubland, flat terrain, tropical rainforest. So you probably get plenty of wood there. Here's some rainforest area with some mountainous regions. That would be interesting. Sand, marble, and sandstone. Growing year-round. That sounds really good. Summers get up to 86, which is not too... Wow, winters only get down to 60. This is excellent. This looks amazing. Why would I not want to be in this area? Oh my god, it's never too hot. It's never too cold. Average is 76, which is perfect. It's plenty of rainfall. Actually, that's a lot of rain. 2 meters of rain. Also, that's still metric. What the heck, game? You lied to me. Anyway, you can also do advanced, make the map a different size and all that stuff, and change your starting season, but I'm not going to do any of that. And then we get to the create a character part, which is all well and fun. So each character has a backstory of their childhood, their adulthood, their current, not current profession, but profession as of the time they became part of the colony. This guy's not capable of doing anything intelligent, which means he probably can't do research, and he won't cook. And he has a couple of traits. He's neurotic, which means he works faster, and he has a higher threshold before a mental break. So I'm thinking that means he'll break more easily and go a little bit crazy, but I'm not 100% sure on just with the way it's worded. And trigger happy. Pew pew pew. Zug is a terrible shot, but he doesn't care because guns are awesome. He becomes less good at shooting, but he shoots faster. That sounds terrible. He also has relations with someone else who's already on here for some reason. And health, if they have any injuries or anything like that. And you can always randomize all these, which I think we are going to do. I'm just not 100% sure how yet. There we go. Like, for example, they started off with Mo here and Zug as brothers. They get a first name, last name, and a middle name. If you're curious, their age here, there's two numbers for it. The first one is their biological age, and the second one is their chronological age, dependent on how long they've been in cryosleep. So this guy's over 3,000 years old because he's been in cryosleep for 3,347 years. Or, oh, I'm sorry, 3,324 years, because it adds the biological age to it. Oh, man. Isn't the future grand? Guy's a scratch on his left leg. Anyway, so what am I going to be looking for when it comes to the skills? You have, as you see them here, shooting and melee do exactly what you expect. They're your combat skills. Social is for how well he gets along with people outside of the colony mostly, and prisoners. That's a big part of it. Negotiating, convincing, and manipulating, leading, and cheering up others. It has something to do with all of that. It can be a very useful skill to have unless your colony is going to be like super xenophobic or, based on keeping people out, which I'm not really sure where mine's going to be yet. They also have these little fires, which indicate their passion level. So he's interested in melee combat, but he's not passionate about it. What he is passionate about is animals. So he would actually learn animal skills faster than anything else, which, as you can see, has to do with taming, training, managing, and controlling animals. I don't know how useful it is in the bigger picture, but it seems like a fun skill to play with more than actually being a necessity to your colony. Medicine, however, is practically a necessity. As it implies, it's basically how well you are playing doctor when it comes to other colonists. Healing them, dressing up wounds, stuff like that, making sure they don't die. Definitely useful. Is it mandatory to have someone who's specialized in it right away? Probably not. Cooking is also very useful. As it says, creating meals from raw ingredients. Better meals make your colonists more content and all that good stuff. So it's good to have someone who can do it. Not necessarily an amazing master chef, but at least someone who's capable of cooking decent meals. Construction is very useful. It is something that I will definitely want in the colony, because having someone who's actually willing and able to build things is obviously great. Growing, same thing. Having food is amazing, so you want to be able to grow it and harvest it. So having a good grower would be almost as good as having a good constructioner. Mining, not incredibly required for anything. It allows you to get useful materials out of rocks and stuff like that, but in general, you'll be able to do that over time anyway, even if someone's really bad at it. So I wouldn't say it's something that you need to be trained in. Artistic is just making really nice things for, crafting art, as it says. Sculptures, I'm sure there are other forms of artwork in the game as well, but it's basically how well he makes art. Definitely not needed at the beginning of a colony. Would probably become far more useful as your colony progresses and grows and you want to become more prosperous. Crafting is for basically making anything that's, anything. Weapons and tools are going to crafting. Anything that's not considered construction. So furniture is considered construction. Walls are construction. But smaller items that you would use inside those rooms, mostly crafting. It's also kind of useful to have. Research, I definitely want a good researcher. Name basically gives away exactly what it does. I want someone who's very, very good at researching. So let's go ahead and look at our first person. I do kind of want someone called Gil Giggles Durnan, though. That name is absolutely amazing. 77 years old. Oh, God, he would be dead in like 5 years, though. A mental patient. Wow, he can't talk to people. He can't cook. He won't fight fires, and he won't mine. No, thank you. I just liked his name, man. Adulthood, ninja assassin. Worked for an interplanetary, let me try that again with actual words. Using her performing stiletto precise assassinations. Her was often sent, I think it was supposed to be, she was often sent to complete the most complex of missions involving disguise, deception, subterfuge, and efficient violence. She is good at shooting, melee, social, crafting, but will not harvest. Will not work with harvesting at all. Actually, having these up here, though, and she's a little bit interested in all of them. Shooting, melee, social. She's actually decent at WoW. These are actually some awesome stats. It's too bad she won't cook, but that's not even that big. Pampered was her childhood. So, raised to be the best and given every expensive toy. And then she became a ninja assassin when she grew up. That's kind of neat. Cooking is a terrifying prospect that she will never consider. And manual labor would take time getting used to. Yeah, I can see that. But even with the minus in melee, she still has a 4 in it. And 4 is not good. As it says, that means she's an amateur. A 2 in construction means she has a basic awareness of what constructing a building is. Social, though, she's an expert. So she could be like our, if we got a prison, she could be a prison warden. She also has she has a scratch on her, or a scar on her torso, and an old gunshot wound on her shoulder, which means she's going to have some constant pain, unless it gets healed up somehow. Good to know. Her traits: she is too smart for her own good. She learns everything much faster than everyone, but can be quite eccentric. She learns very fast. Oh my god, that's awesome. Sanguine. Permanent plus 12 mood. Oh my god. Awesome. Trigger happy is terrible, though. Oh, the shooting accuracy is not good. Oh, everything is so good on her except that. I don't care. I think we need her on our team. I think we need this ninja. Oh, that is amazing. Yeah, I like that so much. Oh yeah, we have to have her. What should we nickname her? Oh, I know. Well, obviously, it's our first colonist. And obviously, when I think ninja assassin, I think Vulpi. So yeah, so actually, really good social. That makes sense. Pretty good at medicine. Doesn't harvest because foxes eat meat. She'll probably still hunt. With that shooting skill, it'd be nice. Yeah, we'll go with that. Let's find someone. Oh my god, this guy's research is off the frickin' chain. Melee's actually pretty good too. Oh, if we can get someone who's good at harvesting and constructing next, it'd be an amazing spot. 2 generations before Furious was born. God, that nickname. Apocalyptic War dragged his plan into anarchy. Furious was tasked with watching his tribe's herds, animals, and research. Okay, that's not bad. And lots of social skill because he was an entrepreneur and some research. Oh my gosh, he's a slowpoke. He moves slower than everyone else. And psychically sensitive. He's unusually sensitive to psychic phenomena. You know what? I like this one too much. This is gonna be me. I'm gonna use my real name. You got something wrong with it? If my last name will fit. Yeah, it fits. You got something wrong with it? You talk to the hand. Yeah! There we go. My hair doesn't go down that far, and there's no beard here, but I'll live with this. Got a scratch on the left leg. Ooh, 10% pain at all times. That does not sound good. And we'll need one. Oh, this skinny dude. Oh, so good. Sucks at social. Convent child. Oh my gosh. Brought up by nuns in a medieval convent. Can't hunt, can't smith, can't tailor, can't craft, can't research, but an herbalist. Oh, I want to so bad, but I can't. That's way too many things that he refuses to do. Oh, that was sounding so... Let's find someone... Sophie Sweet Pea Brown, huh? Let's see. We want... Ooh, good construction. Not so good at the growing. We don't have anyone on this team who would be good at growing. Actually, this is not bad. Incapable of dumb labor. That means they won't haul or clean things. That's not too bad. Oh, they won't plant cut, so they won't harvest. Plant cut is considered harvesting. So let's try again. Oh, another entrepreneur. We don't need 2 of them. Sorry, buddy. Wow, she's good at research. Good growing. Oh, we found him. Oh, we want this. Incapable of violence. Oh, he will not fight people. I still think that's really good, though. Incapable of being intellectual, so he won't research. Incapable of crafting. Oh, because he's another convent child. Oh my god, but this construction is so good. Oh, colony settler. Oh, he's already done this before then. Oh my god, these are too good. Like, construction and growing, he won't be able to do anything else, but I don't think I'll need him to be able to. Doesn't like women. That kind of sucks. He's a psychopath with no empathy. Suffering of others doesn't bother him at all, and physically deaf. Or psychically deaf, I'm sorry. So opposite of me, in almost every way. You know what? This is nothing against the man, but I think we know who this is. Yep. This is definitely Alexander Frost. Alexander Senpai Frost. Where our construction are growing. He's gonna make our stuff big and bad. Oh. So we have... What do we have? We have great construction. Great harvesting. On Frost. Myself, I'm good at research. And I'm also pretty good at social. Not amazing, though. I'm also good at with animals. Okay, I like that. Do we have anybody good with medicine? Oh, actually, Vulpi is really good with medicine. That is awesome. Alright, we have most of our bases covered. We don't have anyone who's good at artistic, but who really cares? Alright, let's start this. We are ready to jump into Rimworld, and I'm about to show you what I love about it. Alright, come on, generate my map. It's the part that takes a little bit of time, but it's worth it. The three of you awake in your crypto-sleep sarcophagi to the sounds of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land on this unknown Rimworld. Pieces of shredded starship fall around you. You start making plans to survive. So I'm gonna let them land, then I'm gonna pause the game. There we are, nestled right in this little corner here. And all of our stuff just kind of plops out. So here's the map for Rimworld. We start next to a cassowary. What's a cassowary? Large flightless bird with brightly colored feathers. So it's like a pretty ostrich or something. I'm not sure what that is. It's neat looking though. Anyway, so this is our world. Oh, there's a little building over here with a snake in it, a cobra. And at this point, you basically want to look around at your environment. And actually, you know what I'm seeing right here is this is a very easily to defend environment. Look at this space. We just block this off here, block this area off here, and this is all ours. Oh, we got some prime real estate here. What do we got here? Some compacted machinery, ground into the stone. Interesting. All right, so now that we have that, now that we know what we're looking at here, the first thing we're going to want to do is clear out some space to get some buildings to, one, put some materials in. It's got accuracy tooltip. We don't really need to worry about that. We need to be able to store our materials in, because if you leave them outside, they start to deteriorate over time. We need a place for everyone to sleep. That's necessary. They're all going to want beds. And we're also going to want something to keep them entertained, but first we're also going to want to be able to get food. So what we dropped with, as I read at the very beginning here, we got some weapons. So I'm going to want to make sure all of our weapons are unlocked. For some reason, it starts with all of them forbidden for the colonists to touch. I'm not sure why. So I'm going to unforbid everything real quick. We did get some components. That's good. Quasimodo, a cat, is part of our colony. Who is your bond? You're bonded with me! Heck yeah! And I want to check this cat. Are you smart enough to be trained? No, this cat is dumb as bricks, so he's not going to be able to learn anything. Oh, that's too bad. That's really too bad. But if you do get a animal who is smart enough, you'll be able to train them to follow you around, attack, rescue people, and even haul items away, which is pretty nice. So this is basically what we're starting with here. We check their needs, see how they're feeling. Vulpi's sick? We just started and she's sick? This is terrible. What's wrong with her? Oh, crypto sleep sickness. Okay, I assume everybody has that. Oh, no, Alexander Frost doesn't give a damn. He's feeling great. And me, I'm a little sick. So, okay, apparently it only affected everyone but Frost because he's too good for that crap. All right, ooh, look at that. There's some raspberries just sitting here, too. All right, this is a good start. So who's our best shooter? I believe that is going to be Vulpi, which means I actually want Vulpi to pick up the rifle. So she's going to take that. There's also a plasteel knife. Between the two of us, well, Frost is not violent, so he won't do anything that involves weapons, so I might as well not give him one. I have a passion for melee, though, so I'm going to take that plasteel knife for myself. All right, now that we got some weapons, there we go. Let's figure out how we're going to do things. So at the bottom here is all the tabs that are basically relevant to the game. We're going to start with Architect, and we're going to designate some zones. Zones basically say, hey, this is where I want you to put things. So let's start by creating... Oh, I kind of want to put stuff over here, but there's a lot of boars over there. Lots of good hunting, too. But that'll be in a little bit. Let's go ahead and designate this little area over here first. There we go. As a stockpile zone, and they're basically going to start dropping anything that they're permitted to touch into that zone, including 649 steel. I like it. All of the meals can go. This is a chunk of marble just sitting here. I can mine that. And they'll start moving those there. While they're doing that, I gotta actually go ahead and make sure we can use all the wood. There we go. I'm also going to go ahead and designate a structure. And we're going to create, I guess technically we should start by creating a small room. We should, but I'm actually not going to because I'm dumb. Alright. We're going to create a room of that size there, and we're going to place a door on there. By default, it does make just about everything out of wood. Eventually, I'm imagining we're going to want to upgrade from wood to either a stone material or even something else, a steel or a metal maybe, because wood catches on fire quite easily. Frost, of course, being extremely good at the construction is going to start that right away. I'm not even, the other two of us aren't even set to construct. So here in the work tab, you can basically decide who does what. You have higher priority to the left and lower to the right. Firefighting, patient, being a patient. Yeah, that's being a patient. So if you're sick or hurt, you go lie down for treatment. Being the doctor, which obviously someone else would have to be. Resting in bed, flicking switches. Being a warden, which means messing with prisoners. Handling, which is basically animals. Cooking, construction, and so on and so forth. Most of these are pretty self-explanatory beyond that. And you can also switch to manual priorities. This is where the game can get very, very complex if you want it to. Let me just take a look here. They're going to keep building. That's going to take a little bit of time, so we'll let them do that. I could speed it up, but while I'm explaining it, I'm going to keep it going at this speed. Okay, yeah. So right now they have everything set to 3, which means they have an equal priority on pretty much all of their tasks. So, for example, what I would want to do is switch everyone's firefighting to 1, because if there's a fire that's threatening our colony, I want it to be taken care of first and foremost. I'd also want to set patience to 1. Or patient, not patience. Because if they get sick or they get wounded, I want their health to be top priority. So therefore, I want their ability to be a patient to be at the top. Vulpi is our best doctor, so I'm going to set her doctoring to 2, which means she'll set it at second priority to anything that I set as 1. The other 2 are not very good at doctors, so I'll leave that off of them for now. Actually, I will put it on Frost as a 4, which is the bottom priority. Because if Vulpi has to be a patient, then someone has to take care of her. Bed rest. Recuperate from not immediately life-threatening problems. We'll keep that as a 3. Flicking switches. I think everyone should be willing to do that, although I don't think it has to be a great priority for anyone. I'll set it for 2 for everyone, because usually that's not useful right now, but when I have switches that need to be flicked, it will become very important. Being the warden, that requires social skills, so I'm going to put Vulpi as higher priority on that. I'll keep myself on it, but Frost is not going to do that. Handling animals is going to be my job. I'll keep that as a 3. Frost, you and I are actually equal on cooking, so I'll put that as a 4 on myself and a 3 on you. Hunting, I am terrible at it. Actually, Vulpi's our only good hunter. I'm going to put it at 2 for her. Construction for Frost, that's going to be a number 1 priority. Same thing with repairs, number 1. Growing, that's going to be number 2. Actually, I'm going to scratch that, reverse it. Growing is going to be a number 1 priority for Frost. Mining is going to be number 3. Harvesting is going to be a number 1. Smithing, I'm not going to bother with these yet. Crafting, nah, I don't need to bother with it. Hauling, we're going to keep these at 3. Research, I am very good at research, so I'm going to make that my number 1 priority. Once I get a research bench, that'll be totally worth it. All right, now we have the room itself pretty much built. Go ahead and construct a floor. And once that's done, it'll actually be a room, and they'll start putting a roof over it. And it will actually be able to start living there. Wouldn't that be great? All right, what is everyone doing? Frost, what are you doing? You're cutting down this tree. Oh, because it's in the way of the wood. That makes sense. Vulpi, you are hauling steel to the stockpile, and so am I. So that's all well and good. But you know what, Vulpi? We have 26 food right now, as you can see up here. We have enough for a couple of days, but soon I'm going to be wanting to take care of that food, too. These alpacas. Now, I wonder if you can actually... Alpacas often farm for its remarkably soft wool. I wonder if we can actually create a stable and farm these guys. These are both males. Is there a female? Not that I can see, not yet. Oh well, nice to know either way. So we're going to actually go ahead and have a communal sleeping space for the first day, because it's already noon. As you see down here in the bottom right, where you have your temperature, the weather, and the time and the date. It is the year 5500. We are not even a quarter of the way to Warhammer era, so we need to get working. Oh, there's ship chunks here. We should deconstruct these, see what they have. Could be useful resources for us. Is that food? What's food doing way the heck out here? Ooh, these guys are bad news. Boomalopes. Anything that has boom in their name explodes when they die. So we want to not have those anywhere near our colony if we can help it. I'm just going to go ahead and look throughout the rest of the area here. These things are little geysers. Apparently you can use those to generate electricity later. But that'll be later when it's time to generate some electricity. Right now, I am really... Oh, look at all this mountainous area, too. Oh, I could literally create a Dwarf Fortress if I wanted to. Oh, man. I might have to do that. I might have to go with a mountainous area. Anyway, let's speed things up. Where are we? Did we actually all decide to go get that food first? I mean, really, guys, yeah, it's kind of important. I don't know if it's that important. Anyway, let's speed things up a bit. All right, there's just normal fast and like super fast speeds, nothing beyond that, unfortunately, at this time. Once the room is done, okay, we have some components here and some steel from that. That's good to know. And lots of raspberries, so if we run out of food, we can do something about that. Lots of raspberries, oh my goodness. Look at all of them. Wow. Anyway, as I was saying, once this room is done, we'll put some beds in here. Looks like the room is done to the point where I can see that it's a room, and you can look at its stats. Right now, it's kind of dull, and it's somewhat poor because it doesn't really have anything in it yet. It's because they consider it spacious, though, so they like how much room is in there. It is ugly, and it's dirty. Well, I'm not surprised. It's not even finished yet. What are you expecting from me? Why do I have this medicine considered not touchable? Also, this pistol. Also, why is my silver not considered touchable? Actually, I think it is considered touchable. Slag steel and yeah, slag steel. Those can be actually used later. I'm sorry, I tripped over my words a little bit there. Anyway, let's see what I'm doing right now. I am moving stuff to zone 1. I still have that scratch. Is it causing me? Yeah, it is causing me a little bit of pain. So I'm pretty much going to have this -5 forever because I'm always going to be in a little bit of pain. It stinks, but it's where I am. Place is ugly. Eating without a table makes me a little bit sad. And I'm uncomfortable, but we can fix that when we get beds. Ooh, we might not actually have beds by the time they go to sleep. Oh, man. Let's see. We want furniture and we want beds. We need 3 of them. So, 1, 2, 3. Come on, Senpai. Senpai. Build the bed. Please. What are you doing? Clean up vomit. Oh, my gosh. The sickness. It's getting to him now. Ooh, but the good news is because we just started, they're going to have some very low expectations. They know this place is poverty-stricken. They know everyone's feeling bad. So they're not going to be too bummed out about that. The fact that we just started makes them feel a little bit better as well. And also, Vulpi is in like a permanent good mood thanks to being sanguine. So she probably won't go crazy. How true to life of her. That's because she's already crazy. But anyway, that's beside the point. Ugly environment. Not much we can do about that yet. What the heck's this cobra doing? Did you get away? Yeah, you better get away from my cat. Egg progress. Do cobras just make eggs? I thought... I mean, I know reptiles, they're egg-laying creatures, but I mean, are they like chickens? Do they just make viable eggs that you can, like, eat and stuff? I really don't know. Viable fertile egg, or unfertile eggs, I mean. I'm not sure how this works. I just don't like how close this female is to our colony here. It's kind of wigging me out a bit. This is their blood here. What happened here? Does Turtle get into a fight? Tortoise, sorry. Oh, these animals, man. They're everywhere. There's another piece of blood. Ooh, a panther. That's nice. I wonder if I could train one. A chinchilla! There's all kinds of nice little animals around here. Alright, Senpai's already gone to sleep, so I'm guessing we're not getting beds today. Which kind of stinks. You get a little quick looking at their statuses down here. Healthy, content, sleeping, and unrestricted Vulpi is. We can also restrict her to certain areas, like to her home or to a different area. We can actually assign a lot of things if we want. Drugs were introduced in the most recent patch of the game, so once we get to the point where we can make them, if we wanted to, we could actually assign them. How they react to enemies, which is flee, fight, and I believe ignore them. So that's all well and good. Obviously, Frost can't fight them because he's non-violent. I could, but I'm probably going to set myself to flee. Vulpi, being a ninja with a gun, is probably going to be fighting them, though. That's only if we decide not to draft them, which is something we'll come to later. Drafting is basically our way of taking direct control of the character for combat purposes. We can assign them certain outfits if we wanted to, but I don't really see the point. We can restrict them to certain areas if we wanted to, for either humans or animals. And we can also decide they have certain times where they have to work on their joy for happiness, or when they're going to sleep and stuff like that. Some people are night owls, so you would want them to actually sleep during the day and be out and about at night. And that's kind of how you can set that up. Research is not really useful right now because we don't have a research station. Factions will tell us about all the other factions in the game, like Fellowship's Rock, Outlander Town. What else do we have? The Grey Mesa people. They're a tribe. They do not like us. Head of Smith. And they're also an enemy of the Animal Shapers, who are the pirate band. Pirates are generally enemies of everyone, so that's not a very big surprise. All right. Go ahead and finish up this day real quick. I want to at least get the beds done before I call this an episode. So that's going to take a few minutes. It's 2 a.m. So what else? What are we going to do after these beds are done? That's the question. I'm thinking the next thing we need to do is actually get Frost to do some farming. In order to do that, we need to zone a growing zone. So I'm thinking this is going to be our first building, and then we're going to expand to the left. Eventually, we're going to be taking up this area as well. We might actually use this building as it's created and just claim it for ourselves to turn it into something else. And we're going to be using these natural defenses on both sides. So the best place to put the grow zone then, if we're going to be building to the left, is going to be up and down. I'm thinking we're going to put our first one like right here, right outside the first building. Let's make it 2 by 11, and then we're going to put another one next to it of also 2 by 11. And you know what? We're going to put one more, 2 by 11. That'll give us plenty of space to grow, and then we just click on the grow zone and decide what we're going to make. So each thing that you can build, some of them have certain minimum requirements, like the psychoid plant, which I'm guessing is a drug. Yeah. It requires a skill of, what was it, 6 to grow? Frost skill is, if we go ahead and take a look here, he has a growing skill of 10, so he can pretty much grow anything we wanted. And right now, it's actually winter. Oh, wow. Well, here's the good news on that. The area that we picked has its growing time year-round. I didn't notice it was winter because it's 44 degrees outside, and that's actually not too bad. So, let's get some stuff to grow. Here, I think, up close to our place, we're going to go ahead and grow heal root. As the name implies, you can turn it into herbal medicine, so if you have someone who's good enough to build it, yeah, build that sucker right away, because it's amazing. Let's also make some potatoes, and I think of some corn. Corn is a lovely food. We could also do rice. You know what? Let's make one more. Why not go nuts? Right here, 11 by 2. There we go. All right. Autosave because it's the next day. I misplaced that because I'm a big old dinkus. Whoops. Okay. Let's fix that real quick. There we go. And then cancel. How do I cancel that? Delete. There. All right. And now we can go ahead and have this one be rice, because that's a pretty big staple food. Okay. So now Frost has a lot of work to do. Me, I don't have anything to do because we don't have a research station yet. I mean, I have stuff that I can do, hauling stuff around and basically doing busybody work. But other than that, I'm actually going to go ahead and assign one more zone before we're done here. This is going to be a dumping zone. And basically the purpose of this is to dump all of these rocks that are not being used for anything else. By default, they would also store dead bodies and stuff there, but I don't want those to go into my dumping zone. I do want chunks, because those are actually material chunks. So no dead bodies, nothing rotten in this zone. And then we can set all this slag and stuff that's on the ground to be moved there. It's not actually slag, but you get what I'm trying to say. These can actually go into the hauling zone as well. These are actually slag. So, yes, into the hauling zone with those. Haul all of these, please. That'll clean up our area a bit. There's going to be a lot of trees here to cut. That's going to clean up our area quite a bit more as well. We can go into our orders tab here and select chop wood. Tell them to chop all this area. There we go. And we can always plant more trees, which we'll probably have a zone for that eventually. What am I doing? I'm cloud watching. That's cool. This is one way to relax and enjoy myself here. It does actually increase your joy, which is very nice. And as you do certain things that are joyful, like cloud watching is considered meditative, its effects on you become less and less over time. That's something to keep in mind. All right. As I said, stuff that's not under a roof will eventually deteriorate, including food. So we're going to want to have food eventually as well. We're going to want it to be refrigerated or frozen. Ideally, if we can, we'll freeze the food, because then it will last almost forever. In fact, I think it does, as of right now, last indefinitely. And we're probably going to want to put it somewhere over here, close to our living area. Anyway, is everyone just cloud watching right now? Not Vulpi, she's actually doing stuff. Me, I'm just derping around, and so is Frost. Bunch of lazy bums. Okay. I'm actually moving now. I'm going to go eat. Of course, I'm going to go eat. Friendly fire never occurs. The shooter is close to their ally. That's good to know. All right. So right now, we're just going to go and move some stuff around while Frost hopefully starts building. Oh, no, he decided to harvest first. You know what? I like that, but I'm going to right-click on the beds and tell him to prioritize building these first, because I want these done. Is he going to work on all three at the same time? Yeah, he is. You go. You go, Frost! No, he's just going to do one. I thought he was going to do all three of them at the same time, because he just kind of laid down the blueprints for him, but nope. He just laid all the materials there and called it a day. I should have just changed his priority so that he would do the, do this first, but that's okay. Oh, we had to cut more wood. Okay. Let's get this wood floor in, and that place is done. I believe it already has a roof over it. We can find out by clicking this. Yes, it does. If it has the green, it has a roof. All right, so we have a house. So technically, with more than one bed in it, it's considered a barracks. As far as I'm concerned, anyone can use it right now. I am going to set it up so that it has a little lamp in there for some lighting. Actually, I'm going to put 2. There we go. It just uses wood, so it shouldn't be that bad. We have 78 wood. More than enough to build it and get it done with. You know what? I am going to set Vulpi, and I'm going to set myself to construction. No, I'm not. My construction is absolutely terrible. Vulpi's is pretty bad too, but at least she's interested in it, so she'll get better over time, faster than I would. So, there we go. And everyone is asleep except me. I am actually going to bed now. So, there we go. All right. So, that's going to be it for the first episode of Rimworld. Very, very basics. Farming, creating shelter. Kind of taking care of the first part of Haslow's hierarchy of needs. The rest of the part's going to come later. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to leave a like and let me know in the comments section below what you thought. And if you have any tips for me on how to go ahead and go forward with building this base. And also, maybe I'll put some of you guys in it if you're interested. Obviously, people I already know are going first. But we'll see how many colonists we can get and how long they're going to survive as well. Because there's no guarantee that we're going to last more than one episode. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. From now on, the episodes are probably going to be around 30 minutes long. I'll try to make them not any longer than that, unless there's something catastrophic happening that I have to take care of right away while it's on the thing. Anyway, guys, I'm the Thet Man. I will see you next time on Rimworld.